Hi guys, I'm Tony Alden, and today I want to do some Emacs Lisp with you. We're going to add an advice to the command query-replace-regexp to make its completion list unique. I mean the element in the completion list unique. So what do I mean? So this is the command we want to look at. So if I go to this buffer foo bar, so I run the command and it offers me to change, for instance, the string foo, precisely the regular expression foo. With foo uppercase, I hit enter. I can press the space bar 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and you see this has been changed. So now, if I run again the command, I see in the completion list foo downcase to foo uppercase. So if I do meta n, I can use it, or I can choose something for the regular expression to be changed, or this one. So what we're going to do is that we are going to change bar downcase. I hit return with bar uppercase. So we do this. I can just press exclamation. This will do it for the whole buffer. And now, if I look at what is proposed in the completion, I see the last one, bar downcase to bar uppercase, and I also see foo downcase to foo uppercase. So here is the thing. I will undo what I've done before. So to just show you that if I run again the command and I choose to change foo to foo again. So if I do it, I press return, exclamation, and now in my completion list I will see twice appear foo downcase to foo uppercase. So one meta n, another, and I see again foo to foo. And what we would like to do is to not have repeated those changes that we've done before. So this is what we're going to do. So the two so they are here. The two variable that is responsible for the completion list of query-replace-regexp are this one. So if I show you what does it contain, so console u universal argument with evaluate the last expression, so you see the foo appearing twice. So in the same vein here, we will see foo appearing twice. So we have it here and here. So what we'd like to do is to create a function that we apply to those two variables each time we use the query-replace-regexp function to make them their element unique. So what we want to do is to apply to each element of this list. So we want to apply a function that we're going to build that we call underscore. It's just kind of namespace to not conflict with other functions that can exist, and we are going to put we call it remove duplicate. So we want to create some function that will run this each time we rerun this command. Okay, so this function we don't have it yet. So let's see some boilerplate. It's just the test that we're going to use to write that function. So we define the test with the macro ertdef-test. We call it remove duplicate test, and what we test here is inside the should, and we test that the function, the variable list that contain a list with duplicate element, that after we apply it, the remove duplicate function will give us a list unique. So here we define that list, and here we unbound the symbol list. So let's to show you what does that mean, is that if I evaluate, so I've just evaluate this this sequence. If we look at list, we see that it is defined with foo bar bars, bars. And if we use make bound, we can look at the help buffer of make unbound. You see, so empty out the value cell of symbol, make it in void as a variable. So if we evaluate this, we look at list, and now I try to describe it or to evaluate, and I get nothing. So let's define the test, and here I just make a binding to evaluate this test. So it is bind to control F1. We have a lambda that we made interactive, and this is what how we fire the test. So I will evaluate this to have this binding, and now if I do control F1, it runs the test and it tells me something like void function remove duplicate. So this is fine. This is what we want div to have, a test that failed and that tell us we have not defined remove duplicate yet. It's okay. We take it and we will build it just there. So define remove duplicate is our function. It will take we can see there how we want to call it. Okay, so we want to call it on an argument that is a symbol. Okay, so let's call it list symbol. So just we write make the elements in list symbol unique. Okay, so we're here. So now we return nothing. We evaluate the function. So you can see in the bottom that we have removed duplicate. So it's just because we evaluate the last expression, which is the definition of the function, and so we have it. I run the test with control F1, and now I have another error. That is what we were expected to have. So what we want is this equality between this list and this one to be equal, and we have a list of I missed something. We have two lists of different length. So we go back it's normal because we've done nothing yet. So what we want to do is to set the list symbol that we have an argument unique, and to do that we can use the function set sec unique. We can see you can see in the bottom that it takes a sequence and will make it unique, and the sequence that we give it is exactly list symbol, but as we are giving a symbol, we want the list in that symbol, not the symbol, so we evaluate it. I evaluate this function, and now I try again to run the test, and it passed. So we are very confident to say that when we use this function, the symbol that we give it and the variable, the symbol that we give it will be set with the list with only the element made unique. So we are almost done, but what we want to do now is to add advice add. So you can see in the bottom that it took a symbol where we want to apply the advice, and function is the function that is run each time the symbol as a function or command is run. So what we want to change is it's query-replace-regexp. So we want each time we run it or we call it, after we want to make the list unique. So far we don't have we didn't write. Oh, I lose my English. Sorry. So we haven't write the command, the function yet. We will call it remove duplicate. Maybe we can call it advice. So we can evaluate that, but nothing will happen because we haven't defined it yet. So we define. Sorry, I won't define it there. I will define it here. So how many arguments do we have to give this advice is equal to the same number of arguments of the command we are going to advise, which is query-replace-regexp. So this function, this is the help buffer of this function, and here we can see how many arguments we have to pass it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 arguments. But we are not going to use those arguments, but we have to put it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And what we want to do, okay, so map C. So this is the thing at the beginning that we have, that we want to do. We want to apply to the variable query replace default and query replace history the function remove duplicate. So we are going to use this, go back there, I passed it. So I've just seen that I have to quote this to be a list, and now we should be okay. So I evaluate this function, I evaluate this advice, and we are going to one thing that we can do is now, okay, so before seeing that it works, we are going to see the L buffer of query replace regex, and we can see now here that we have an advice that is defined. Okay, so and the advice is defined after, and the advice is this one that we haven't documented, and we won't do it this right now. So if I go to foo, and let's try again to change to see the list. So we have foo, one meta n, bar, foo again. This is normal because we have done, so far we've done nothing. We haven't used the command query replace regex. So the uniqueness of the element in those two variables that we want haven't been run. So again, I choose to do again foo. So I do it. I press enter. I apply it for every match. This is okay. Is void. Remove duplicate. Okay, so you can see in the bottom that I misspell the function remove duplicate. So where did I? Okay, this is here. So duplicate. We evaluate again this function. I want to see something. Does it remove the advice or no? No, the advice is still there. So now we go back here. So if I run query replace regex, still we are going to have many instances of foo. Again, foo meta n, bar, foo. I just did meta n 4 times. So now I hit return, exclamation, it works. And what we want to do now is to see if when I run the command again, I will have a completion list with unique elements. So I run it, and now meta n, I have foo, bar, and you can see that I've no longer proposed to have foo again. So this is what we wanted to do, and we can see this query replace default. We can look at its value, and you see there things that are elements. Foo and bar are unique. So this is what I wanted to show you. I hope you had a good time with me. That's it. So see you next time.